Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. I want to start right off into the coin market cap and take a look at the top 10 as the market is on fire today. We have Bitcoin at 1.09%. Ethereum up 10.43%, XRP up 13.95%, Bitcoin Cash is up 0.56%. Bitcoin SV is taking a little bit of a hit. It's down by 2.82%. Litecoin is up 6.25%. EOS is up 1.44%. Tether is down 0.11%. Binance Coin is up 4.06%. Tezos is up 8.46, and we'll do the top 12. Cardano is up 9.35%, and Stellar is up 11.47%. Ethereum, XRP, and Stellar are doing amazing today. It's pretty exciting after sitting still for so long. All right, right into the articles, guys. The Trump administration is to release new Fincen requirements for cryptos, Mnuchin tells Congress. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin told Congress on Wednesday that the U.S. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, the Fincen, is set to release new requirements related to cryptocurrencies. Mnuchin offered few details on the move when speaking before the Senate Finance Committee. However, he remarked that specifically on cryptocurrencies, we are spending a lot of time on this, on both an interagency basis and with the regulators. We're about to roll out some significant new requirements at Fincen, he said during the hearing, though he offered no specifics on the timing of the move. We want to make sure the technology moves forward, but on the other hand, we want to make sure that cryptocurrencies aren't used for the equivalent of old Swiss secret number bank accounts, he added. Later in the hearing, Mnuchin remarked that the effort is being undertaken so that law enforcement can see where the money is going and that this isn't being used for money laundering. He also notably spoke about stablecoins, which are digital assets tied or pegged to government-issued currencies. Mnuchin seemed to strike a positive tone on the topic, remarking that we do think technology can be used to reduce payment processing quite considerably, particularly for small dollar payments cross-border. He also commented briefly on central bank issued digital currencies, which Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke about during the congressional appearance this week. In July 2019, Mnuchin delivered a White House press briefing on regulatory issues associated with cryptocurrencies, hinting at possible new requirements. Cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin have been exploited to support billions of dollars of illicit activity like cybercrime, tax evasion, extortion, ransomware, illicit drugs, human trafficking, he argued in the July statement. We will not allow digital asset service providers to operate in the shadows and will not tolerate the use of cryptocurrencies in support of illicit activities, he continued. To be clear, Fincen will hold any entity that transacts in Bitcoin, Libra, or any other cryptocurrency to its highest standard. Also, we have Apple Pay will account for 1 in 10 global card transactions by 2025. And that's all transactions, not just contactless. What you need to know, a report says that Apple Pay will account for 10% of global card transactions by 2025. Currently, Apple Pay accounts for around 5%. The digital payment sector is worth around $1 trillion USD in revenue around the world. Amendments ensuring sensible evolution of the XRP ledger. The XRPL was designed to provide a robust feature set for the foundation of digital asset XRP, in addition to settling payments and exchanging digital assets of all kinds. The open source community of developers supporting innovation on XRPL continue making core improvements to the technology to ensure performance, stability, security, quality, decentralization, developer experience, and governance. It's no secret that governance is one of the hardest problems to solve in blockchain technology today. Blockchain is a rapidly evolving set of technologies, so adaptability and consistent improvement are essential. However, as developers in the community increase and servers on the network grow, the governance process becomes more challenging. As the XRP ledger network grows, so does the need for improved governance. One of the key governance mechanisms that XRPL uses is the amendment process. Purposefully designed and built for broad participation, the activation of any changes to the XRPL protocol are coordinated by the community through this process. Changes always begin with an idea for improvement or new feature because changes require broad agreement. Discussion of new features often takes place in public forums. Last year, the community discussed a number of possible features and design changes that could be introduced to the XRPL. The next steps are converting ideas into a proposed implementation and generating a set of code changes. At this point, an amendment can be assigned to the feature. Those who support the feature can run versions of the XRPL software. The amendment process is then able to be used by the community to coordinate enabling the feature. Validators that want the amendment to be activated on the network can indicate this. If 80% support is seen, then validators will start a 2-week clock to enable the amendment. The amendment must hold 80% support through the 2 weeks or the cycle must start over. During these 2 weeks, the community has a chance to voice their opinions on the amendment. Validators can change their position, and in extreme cases, the community can even change which validators they are willing to listen to. Ripple's unique nodes list, the UNL, has continued to become more diverse and robust, and Ripple now running approximately 18% of the validators on UNL. If the amendment is enabled at the end of the 2-week process, participants who do not agree to the amendment will be unable to agree with validators that support it and will become amendment blocked. A security feature designed to protect applications that depend on the XRPL data. The purpose of this amendment process is to empower the community to coordinate activation of amendments that do have broad support with minimal disruption, and to avoid an accidental fork if servers do not agree on network rules. Validators cannot activate amendments that don't have broad support because that would just cause the network to fork, and of course, participants can change what validators they wish to agree with at any time. In the past, amendments have enabled a number of new features and fixed many minor bugs. Support for many multi-signing was enabled by amendment, as was the ledger's on-chain escrow and payment channel features. Managed multi-signing allows an account to have a number of signers with a quorum required to execute transactions. Members of the quorum can manage their own credentials. Payment channels dramatically improve scalability by permitting transactions to take place off the ledger, but still be secured by the ledger. Today, one new feature proposed in the amendment process is deletable accounts, and is waiting to acquire and retain an 80% supermajority before it activates. This feature allows XRPL accounts to be removed from the ledger and recover most of the reserve locked in the accounts for spam prevention. These changes and future changes made through the amendment process will bring further trust to the ledger and ensure that XRPL continues to experience high performance without downtime. The XRPL amendment process will continue to ensure that new features are responsibly activated by the community in a measured way and protect against accidental network forks. And I think this is getting a lot of attention as Tiffany Hayden has been bringing it to the attention of the XRP community. Another exciting article today is Smartland embraces opportunities brought on by Liechtenstein Blockchain Act. The glorious Liechtenstein Blockchain Act, officially known as Tokens and TT Service Providers Law, the TVTG, but we use the acronym LBA for cogency, is now in effect, and every asset owner, investor, or any other entity seriously considering tokenizing literally anything using the EU legal framework should rejoice. You now have a full stack legal solution to invest via security token offerings and do it within the confines of a straightforward government-sponsored and approved regulatory environment of Liechtenstein. No more finagling legislation to achieve results questionable in some European and world jurisdictions. No more shot-in-the-dark interpretations. After a 3-year warm-up, the token economy is on low start and is ready to fully emerge as a viable and lucrative part of the global financial markets. Essentially, the LBA is a new set of rules that contribute to and expand on the existing framework for tokenization of ownership rights. The newly created token container model enables issuers to tokenize virtually anything defined as an asset with legal ownership attributed to it. The LBA, as an amendment to the civil law, also acknowledges that paper-based, including digitally signed PDFs, documents aren't going anywhere, but provides context for their admittance into the digital realm, stating, however, that the token world has priority over the physical world for the cases where tokens signify assets' ownership rights. After all, like ebony and ivory, physical and digital do need to finally find common footing in this material world, and digitizing ownership rights is an excellent way to go about it. One of the building blocks of the Liechtenstein Blockchain Act is the so-called token container model, the TCM. With this framework, a token serves as a container with the ability to hold different types of rights representing real assets such as real estate, stocks, bonds, commodities, access rights, fiat money, and cryptocurrencies. You name it. But the container may also well contain just code. For example, various stablecoins, other types of digital money, etc. Come to think of it, the ability to tokenize money is another important aspect of TCM. Applying the European e-money framework would allow issuers to package fiat, state-issued, currencies into a token and load the resulting derivative into a token, classifying it as payment tokens, euro tokens, digital euro, etc. Crucially, the token container model makes it very clear that a security token is nothing but a container for regulated programmed securities, bundled a certain way for efficient management, faster transfers, or easy storing by a custodian. Another cornerstone of the LBA is the introduction of Physical Validator, an entity licensed through the Liechtenstein Financial Market Authority, the FMA, and essentially tasked with bridging the gap between service providers, token issuers, and regulators. To put it simply, the PV's role is to uphold the LBA's provisions for integrating the physical and the digital work together better, smoothing over the abrasive surfaces of the uneasy process. The physical validator has the duty to identify token holders, verify ownership, and ensure the contractual enforcement of the represented rights and obligations, e.g., by storing the assets or rights of the real world in a virtual vault. PV also has the responsibility to establish correct business processes so that the errors, theft, or damage to physical assets or non-compliance can be avoided. Failure to fulfill those duties can result in a loss of license as a service provider. And the Liechtenstein legislators didn't start on an empty plane. Along with fervently adhering to all the other elements of the EU legal framework for financial markets, the Principality is a member of the European Economic Association, the EEA, and the EEA provisions are the fabric with which the LBA is woven. However, while any EU-based issuer is obligated to abide by all EU-specific regulations and can passport its license across the Union, the rules set in the LBA are for Liechtenstein-based issuers only. The good news is, even though this mechanism is somewhat complex from the tax standpoint, in terms of the ease of issuance and investors' convenience, it is unprecedented. At its core, the Liechtenstein Blockchain Act is all about adapting pre-existing laws. Liechtenstein Persons and Companies Act, Trade Act, Due Diligence Act, and Financial Market Authority Act to define the legal discourse in the token economy more clearly, providing a straight path for the movement of tokens and rules for interaction between all participants in the space: asset owners, issuers, consumers, investors, service providers, and intermediaries. Today, a UK-based platform who attempts to tokenize US-issued debt, real estate in Greece, or a disruptive technology fund faces realities that are difficult to overcome in the current financial and legal climate. Therefore, as a first-ever jurisdiction in the world that managed to fully integrate security tokens in its financial network, Liechtenstein is about to become true mecca for issuers. Smartlands has been waiting for this since 2017, and we intend to apply for 3 types of licenses, which we plan on receiving come summertime. Congratulations to Smartlands, and that will do a great deal for Stellar. So today has been very exciting for XLM and XRP on the markets, and there have been many altcoins, including Bitcoin, which has seen a really nice positive rise today. Guys, we're going to finish off this video with "Believe You Can," and you're halfway there. Remember, this is not for financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. And though there is much excitement in the community today, it is well earned and waited for. We are just beginning. It is going to be an exciting 2020, going into spring, summer, fall, and as they say, one of the merriest Christmas ever to come. All right, wishing you guys much love. Thank you for all of your support, and we will catch you in the next one.